remains a 40-pound vest. I can only imagine if it was 100 pounds, but it makes me want to do some movements and training. This is remains a 40-pound vest. I can only imagine if it was 100 pounds, but it makes me want to do some movements and training.
What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt Taville with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Devon Alexander. For those who don't know Devon Alexander, he is a former champion. Okay, he fought basically everyone. He fought Amir Khan. He fought other welterweight champions. That he was a tough ex-champion. Okay, and he had this to say. PBC fighter, mind you. He was with Al Heyman for a while. I think he's retired by now, right? But he's had his battles in the ring. He's had his victories. He's had his losses. Okay, fair enough. But this is what he had to say about gloves and choosing gloves. He said, "For all you people who can't let this Fury fight go, I'm going to give you some facts. When you choose your gloves to fight with, the commission comes in and gets your gloves to examine them to make sure there aren't any discrepancy in the gloves. Once you pick your gloves, you don't see your gloves until you're ready to put them on. When you are ready to lace them up, your gloves, fight night, the commission brings them to your team to put them on. These rules were put in place because of the past cheating, okay? If Fury's gloves were loaded, then a lot of heads gonna roll and there won't be a commission. Fury didn't fight in American-made globe, which is perfectly legal. Foreign gloves aren't like our gloves. Get over it." Now, this is somebody... Devon Alexander, this is somebody you can't say that he's from Matchroom or ESPN or other outfits, Golden Boy, all that shit. He's from PBC. And he ain't the only one that came forth and said, yo, this is bullshit. And again, we've already knowing what we know, because the LDBC has talked about every possible situation and agenda or scenario, right? We know that JD's was there. We know he was there when they put the fucking gloves on. We know he was there throughout that whole time. He was there. See, we just thought he was there when he wrapped when they were holding the hand wraps to make sure he properly wraps them the way he's supposed to, right? And I was thinking like, okay, was he there when the gloves get put on? Because that was the question I asked Tay Jones. Like, was he there? Tay Jones don't fucking know because he wasn't in there himself. However, BT Sports, yeah, he was right over Javon Sugar Hill when seeing the gloves getting put on. So, yeah, he was there when the gloves were getting put on. Now, they say he didn't touch the gloves or whatever. Who the fuck is they if he was the only one there? Counterpunch. First of all, because if you're going to say, oh, well, he didn't touch the gloves, unless JD said it himself, well, I didn't touch him. Well, why didn't you touch him? Because you didn't see anything wrong. And this is what I'm getting at, people. Okay? Do you guys understand the reason why Shelly Finkel, Al Heyman, J. Diaz, you know what all these people have in common? They are all the official team of Deontay Wilder. Now, JD's is kind of a hybrid because he's also a trainer and the head trainer. But I think because he's the manager, it also makes him the head trainer. You know what I'm saying? But all these guys, if you noticed, and if you ever ask these channels out there this particular question on why haven't you heard from Shelly Finkel concerning Glovegate? Why haven't you heard from Al Heyman? You ain't gonna hear that at all, so that's a stupid question. Well, why haven't you heard from JD's from mentioning Glovegate? That's all you really need to ask that channel, and I guarantee you that channel from the LDBC, shouts out to them, will shut you the fuck up. They will shut you down, block, time out, get him out, report, Why? Because they can't come up with a good enough reason or excuse or answer for your question. They ain't gonna look. JD's knows if he said anything about that, because he knows that shit was legit. He's seen everything that went to plan. And see, here's the problem. JD's knows that he doesn't want to overstep Wilder. I think he loves Wilder. I think Wilder loves him. I think they have a great, close relationship. I do believe that. I think, does Jake Diaz care for him? I think he does, but I don't think he's educated or experienced enough to properly do that. That's what I'll say. I think he's trying to hurt Wilder because he's the white man and Wilder's black and he wants to secretly hurt him. No, I don't believe that. That's bullshit. That's an agenda. However, I think JDs don't know really how to properly take care of him, like Mark Breland did. Mark Breland was the one that stopped it because he knew he's taking too much punishment. He don't have legs, so how is he gonna knock this guy out and he don't have legs? Another counterpunch. How is he gonna do this and he's in this position? And again, if he was all this and then some, like people claim, if he was drugged and sabotaged and getting beat with egg weights and shit, if he was that, why the fuck would they be fighting? You know, and see, it's so easy, people. It's so easy to talk about some shit after the fact where you know motherfucking well you can't prove it. Excuse my French. You can't prove it. Right? See, it's easy to say, yeah, after the fact. Nah, man, he had something and I know he did. That's easy to say. You can say that all day long, but at the end of the day, you're losing credibility for your fighter because your fighter is saying the same shit that you're doing because he's not understanding why he got hit. Well, the thing is, if you were a person that had defense, you should fucking know better. You should know, okay, these punches are not getting hit. Was Wilder being hurt in that fight? Obviously, everybody else he was. And then see, maybe this is all a diversion on why Wilder shouldn't say what a fighter can't do and how a fighter can't punch. Because if Tyson Fury did that, it would make him look that much more of an ass. Because he thought that Tyson Fury can't punch and now all of a sudden he can because the fucking 280-pound motherfucker was punching, sitting down on those punches. Punching him to the face, to the body, to the temple, to the ears, to the everywhere he could hit Deontay Wilder, he was hitting him. Okay, he was mauling him. He didn't give a shit where it landed. Okay, he was punching Wilder. Wilder is a thin, a tall, thin cat with a tall, slender frame. He was beating that man up. Okay, so this all could be a diversion, but look, back to Alexander. He sees and he knows what's going on in the sport. And the more people make excuses for him, they're not helping him, they're hurting him. Okay? So, you guys tell me what you think of Devon Alexander's comment. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.